To start back the journey with the Akashic Records, for me, it started in 2009. First Reiki, and I was totally a different person before that, like in the corporate world, being from India. Corporate is your career, and being into the computers or being a doctor is the only way you were shown. That's only professions. But even remembering that I was keen on knowing more to life, but didn't have much of that internet or even the books to research about it or self-help even, like, and after Reiki, things started opening up a lot deeper and knowing, wanting to know who am I, like, more than being a mother or wife or doing the work that I was doing that wasn't bringing any pleasure deep to the soul sense. And then when Akashic Records, the word itself, like, things all started flowing into the place as like, I know this, there is a remembrance to it. It's so weird to say at the time because not many were talking about it, or you can't talk to this to the friends who wouldn't have been on the spiritual journey themselves, like. And then I remember, like, always my parents would be telling, like, if we ever were lying when we were kids, like, oh, there you're going to be the fright in the oil, or somebody is like really checking who you are. So make sure you're always living by the truth and everything. And then I remember, like, in the ancient knowledge, scriptures of from India, in Hinduism, they talk about Chitragupta, who is writing your records all the time, like, even in the movies or the Bollywood movies. That really used to fascinate me, like, oh my God, like I'm living and someone is watching me. And that was crazy thought and a feel. But slowly, when I tapped into the Akashic records, that made, like, we all have this beautiful potential to know who we are, why we are here on earth. And we are like really being distracted from knowing who we are, from the school system, society, parents, because nobody knows, like, only coming into the new age now, really finding last 10 years have been like crazily great, that so many spiritual seekers are out there putting themselves, showing the path for us to lead on to. So Akashic Records, or Akasha, as the couple of other beautiful speakers have shared about it, like, we all know it's all there within us as well. We really don't need to go external to find out or give the power away for someone else to find out who we are. Discovering about Akashic and really utilizing in my own life helped me to birth my book, Connect Your Inner Guide, and then lead my life more of authenticity. I even swapped from my corporate job to owning myself and being here in this beautiful space, like working with beautiful souls as well. Because when we tap into our own strength, we are allowing others to tap into their strength as well, because your words become very conscious about, like, who you are or how you are really addressing of what's there in life. And there is more to what we are even living into, like, we are leaving the veils that have been traced around us. Generally, we do get stuck with our problems, traumas, or, like, the patterns it could be. And when we realize these are being placed on us as our own contracts, and we can change these contracts or rewrite or release these vows, that was the most beautiful, profound freedom that I could gain out of living consciously as well. Like, we don't need to be stuck with a particular thought, belief, because these were not even ours, like, and there were many situations the guides always reminded, like, when you are born, you are only spreading love and a smile all around, like babies, that's what the light is, the purity of the light, like, and when you remember you are one, it just becomes much more authentic to live, and with the strength as well. And when you identify your own strength, you are identifying again, seeing the mirror reflection in the beautiful souls as well. And you really know, like, life is happening along with you, and you are experiencing, and we are here. So it doesn't mean like we don't have any major situations. We do have, like, somewhere I read, like, life is like a heartbeat. Until we are having this beautiful heartbeat, the life is going to be like the waves up and down. And the more you are downward, that's exactly where the life happens, begins, and we learn a lot from that. So opening up the records help us to know why was it happening, what is there I'm to learn, and how can I free myself to go to the next step. It really shows us, like, the potentials, our gifts from previous lifetimes, this lifetime, or from the connection to the galactic beings, it could be, and your higher consciousness, it could be. Everything shows us, like, oh, you are here with this beautiful path to lead into. It's like your GPS coordinates been given, and we are able to allow to do that. And we do notice, like, it becomes much easier to make those stations as well, based on your own knowingness, like, if you have to quit a job or leave the relationship, but knowing, why am I doing, am I done with my karmic ties, or my purpose in knowing these relations, holding the space with them, and going to upgrade yourself. And when you are doing that, it's more of a life from a profoundness you get into. And also, we write our own story. That was amazing, as the guides do show, like, when you get to write, we don't give the energy as blaming the situations as well. And every part is beautifully shown, like, oh, I was like this, uncomfortable about it, like, or was made uncomfortable because I had to learn a particular lesson, or this challenge, I had to understand how to hold a relation, or how to hold a confrontation with a colleague, it could be, like, or sometimes we do not connect to our passions because we don't trust. Trust was the biggest thing that one will be learning as you're tapping into your records. As in terms, like, there was no schooling system that existed, at least like in my times, or even now, I don't see it, where in the school there is a curriculum of trusting yourself, knowing your potential, right? But when you get into your meditations, or seeing your higher self, or tapping into your Akashic records, the trust is the major thing. While I teach this subject, I do know, like, a lot of them hesitate. I hesitated as well, like, and I have to write everything down to really see, like, it's coming true. And that's where my trust started building up. There were a lot of doubts because I had to really undo a lot of lessons that were shown to me that was me, but it wasn't. And through writing, journaling, automatic writing from the Akashic records really helped me to own and trust. And that made realize, like, what is not to trust yourself, right? And I still remember strongly when my babies were too young, like 4 and 6, I used to ask them what dress to wear, or how to gain confidence using a mic to share my language, like, and I was relying on them, what their suggestions was, but not on my own self, like, and that showed, like, how purity young children do have, because they are still connected to their higher self. They're still not being, like, manipulated to some other worlds as well. And tuning into Akashic Records has become a daily practice for me. It's like a deeper meditation. If one is not able to hold a space, like, in a normal meditations, like mind is wandering, which does, like, that's a trick. And especially last couple of years as well, it's been even more wavery. Tuning into the records itself, just sitting in that space, opening the record, sitting in that space is just beautiful. It cleans slates. And when you start your day, you are more focused, you are having more clarity, your creativeness spikes up as well, and you really lead deeper life path, like, as coming in togetherness. Yeah. And also the physical health issues. I was very much challenged in 2009. That's how I came into Reiki, with my arthritis, where I couldn't even get out of the bed for 30 minutes. And it was so bad. Suddenly it hit. But slowly with Reiki, and knowing the gifts of why I was going through these challenges in the Akashic records, So I started practicing as to, let's see, like, being a skeptic. I'm an open skeptic. I really need to feel, receive, and see. And any changes happen, that's where I really talk about it as well, because it's really impacting in a good sense, like, and I would know, like, oh, gratitude is a major thing that I need to be really looking into it through those challenges that taught me. And as I was sitting in these Akashic meditations, I felt like a more of a body release, like, the toxins, the emotions were releasing without needing to identify where it was coming from. Like, they are stored, and now I'm letting it go as well. And your human free will, you'll get to know it as well. Like, when we really identify, we have this beautiful potential of our willpower and willingness that we can write our own story. That is the most beautiful strength as well we gain into. And that is again like a pure strength that I get into. For someone who is totally new into Akashic Records, this is an example that I always give, like, how do I access it? Is it hard? But how do I believe? Like, what am I channeling into? It's all about like using your intentions is the most important thing. I go live on Insight Timer every week, like, just to bring that awareness, the knowledge about it, the true strength. Anyone can have it. Like, yeah. Um, Years ago, many said like only the seventh dimension beings can access the Akashic records, which was like maybe true in the past sense, like, but the way we are all accelerating the past couple of years, we are all gaining that awareness, consciousness, and we are able to tap in much easily as well. It was previously only by the spiritual seekers or seers, like, highly attuned people. But now, as we are more light workers are being birthing last couple of years, especially towards this ascension process, we are noticing like we are all really wanting that purpose-driven life, meaningful life as well. And that's where the intentions, amount of people getting into yoga, meditation, knowing themselves, all that is collectively changing the energies to tap into. And sometimes we do have a delusion, what is right, what is not right. Like, sometimes when the information says, hey, you have to do this, that would be a beautiful way. But also, like, we have to battle with our fears that come along. If I have to quit my job or change from the location as well, how do I do it without knowing, is that a right one? Can I trust myself doing it? Like, because our belief systems have done it, like, no, be in the stability, be in the comfort, like, don't make any changes, don't be crazy doing things. But your deeper knowingness says, like, if you do that change, that is where your growth begins as well. Like, we get multiple times rerouted and know your strength, that you can always grow back like a succulent, like, and with that comes in like all the planning, as all the guides always tell you the timings it could be, the plan you need to make, how to be prepared as well with these changes coming in. It's like you're being always held by a supportive team. And it's hard to even relate, like, if we didn't have that kind of a family growing up, right? Is there really someone supporting? Is someone loving me so much deeply? I've never felt yet like, anything like that in the physical reality. The amount of compassion and the receiving and openness you get as you step into this door, I refer to as a golden door, like, or a beautiful space that you can ever imagine to be loved into. And I'll be taking you into a meditation now to feel that experience as well, to connect into it. Something that I believe is we can talk about these subjects for hours, but once you have an experience, we'll be having a more relatable connection to it as well. Yeah. So if you're all into like able to relax in or connect into it, let's go into a meditation. Um, and be open to receive what's ahead, like, set your intention, something like, hey, what this year is bringing to me, what is the word, or how do I dive into this, and have a journal and a pen handy. So sometimes writing automatically is beautiful because you're not thinking, because when things come here, they kind of create like a more of a filtration. You doubt as well, like, but as the energy is coming in and you write it down, there is no filtrations there, and the pure messages are there. It could be one word or a symbol or a storytelling. That is what you are capturing right in that moment. Yeah. And it's a powerful way, like you're not letting your brain judge anything. What your capacity is, your higher self is doing it. I find that very powerful to do it. And also calling in your inner child, because your inner child, like you think about when you were a child, you were exploring everything. You were very active with your senses, wanting to touch, see everything, question everything. But of course, like, maybe the parents or the school system said you to close it down, like, don't ask too many questions because they didn't have the answers, or just be more at a place, sit down, like, don't move around. With that, we stopped that whole process. But here you get to explore and go into a deeper states of altered consciousness and pick up all the juiciness of your soul and integrate. So the integration happens and upgrade happens with the knowingness. It's like, you are on a third floor or a fifth floor. As you are developing into your own conscious growths, you would go deeper, deeper. You are seeing like, hey, what's around in my third floor here? What kind of blueprint can I see? And then you come into the fifth floor, you go in. But Akashic Realms is that beautiful portal that you straight zoom up to the highest self, like, to whatever that 100th floor or penthouse it could be. You are seeing life from a different perspective. All of a sudden, you're gaining this. Oh, someone has been like this because I made a contract to understand this lesson here. I really need to have this heartbreak to know more about, like, what is it to feel, or what did I create in the previous lifetime that I really chose to do this lesson right now, or about the poverty. And not only in like our own soul sense, but also from the land as well. So I said, like, I was from India, and then I lived like 18 years in Ireland, and then I shifted to Seattle right now for past 5 years. And when I was really here, like, that is where I was implementing on the land as well, the consciousness, like, because it took soul connection timing. And I was asking in my records, like, why am I taking so long time to find my soul tribe? And also my soul home is in Ireland and not here. Like, I really wanted to establish the base of it. So it brought into the connection that I need to be praying to the land to accept it, to be here, like, and these kind of a guidances you get in from your records as well. And I would be like going into the records, asking even like simple things as on a daily basis. It could be like, how do I expand my business, or how do I maintain my relationship? Like, or how do I be a better parent for my children as well when it's challenging for me, like, or I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, and they show you, they beam you that energy deep inside as well. Yeah. So let's get in and see what your intentions are bringing up, what your own limelight for this year is. They're showing up, what kind of a scrolls they'll be bringing up with your inner child, and trusting yourself just for once for today. So you are cultivating. And if you're already doing it, great, fantastic. So have that book handy as well. Yeah. So take a nice deep breath, gently closing your eyes, breathing in and breathing out. Mm. And as you're breathing in, relaxing the shoulders, your gut, your feet connected to the floor. Mm. And as you're breathing out, release anything, any doubts, just for the moment. Out breath. Drawing in the energies from the galaxies, the beautiful being of light coming down from the source that you know, from deep soul essence coming down, 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 and gently merging through your higher chakras into your crown, opening, receiving, clearing up anything that is holding us for this moment of time, into your third eye, into your throat, and gently merging into your heart space and visualizing a beautiful energy coming down from the center of the Mother Earth through the crystalline energies, these beautiful roots, the energy gently moving up, up through your breath, through all the layers, anchoring you, holding you, and gently reaching into your Earth Star, your root chakra, sacral, navel, solar plexus, and gently merging into your heart center. Feel that expansion in your heart center, the radiant light emerging, the golden spinning light emerging from your heart center, and visualize a beautiful infinity sign. Number 8, holding you in this present moment, breathing, calling in your guides, masters, teachers, your guardian angel, the beings of light, anyone want to show up that you are aware of, or the beings that you have been working, whom you're not even aware of. Let them come and take you onto this beautiful journey, connecting into your soul home with this beautiful golden light spiraling, going deep, deep, deep. As you come into this beautiful cosmic tree, walking through this forest, where you are completely aware of the path, recognizing it. You have been here before. And in this distance, you do see this tree glowing with its beautiful colors, magical, mystical, and the inner child stepping in, wanting to have fun, touch, be in the present of this magical tree. And as you get closer to this tree, you do notice your name written on this tree. Getting excited, being recognized, your name being showing up, you're being called, you're being referred, you have a showing up your identity as you come closer and closer, feeling that excitement, gently hugging this tree and merging and feeling one with the tree. And as you become one with the tree, it's opening up its inner portals and taking you into this beautiful library that you might have been there before, or through your imaginations or your dreams, opening this portal and being greeted by your ancestors, beings of the light, the guides, archangels, unicorns, majestic beings, welcoming, cheering you to be here. It's your home. Feeling that sense of, I have been here before. I recognize it coming in. And you do notice it's been lit up by the crystals, by the scrolls, by the books, and the media. You have a choice to receive this information in your own ways, the gifts that reveal to you. Setting your intentions, remembering your intentions, what brought you here, and asking your guides to show that information in the way you understand with your senses, either by reading or a storytelling, movie, music, scrolls, PowerPoint. And they lead you onto this amethyst chair to take a seat, and your information will be presented to you. Know that it's all mapping into your heart center. Seeing yourself in the glow of the light, bringing all the parts of you to strengthen your beingness. And asking your guides, what is this year bringing you? What are the magical lessons you'll be learning through this year, and what are your strengths? Take a moment for those informations to be revealed. Receive. Maybe if you see a blank paper, ask the guides to show you something that's more relevant, that you understand it in this conscious mind at this moment of time. Or they may be taking you into your previous lifetimes, or a parallel reality where this has already been happening and you know how to play it, and drawing that energy into your beingness. As you're remembering, you're retrieving all the parts of your soul to strengthen yourself into the present being. And all your energy centers are accelerating towards this new information, the new knowledge that is coming down. And they're holding and calling in your guides to clear up any energies, any toxic energies, anything that's not serving you, any of the vows, the lessons that are learned are still sitting in your energy field, to be cleared from your higher consciousness with your permission. Feel the release of these energies shredding away into a beautiful violet flame. Could be from the cellular memory or from your energy system, your thoughts. Now fill in. Fill in your energies with beautiful light knowledge, deep remembrance, your strengths, and gaining that clarity towards your vision, knowing who you are with your own lens and identifying that soul. Feel it all in your heart space. And look around who your guides are. Do you recognize them? Or your ancestors who are supporting you on this path? Ask them to show up. Or if you need a name, ask them to show that. feel the transformation upgrades in your system, in your body, in the consciousness, in awareness, widening the scope, allowing these gifts to sit in with your inner child. And ask your guys to show you a symbol or a word to remember this journey you had at this moment of time. Something that you may already know or a new download. Thanking the guides, the space, the scrolls, information, and knowing that you can always visit the space with your thought, in your dreams, in your meditations. Deep gratitude to all the beings for holding this beautiful opening space for you. Placing it all in your heart center, remembering. And with your breath, gently coming back to this cosmic tree, remembering this beautiful hug, the magic of this tree, and walking back through the forest, feeling elevated and noticing what's around in this magical forest. And with your next breath, spiraling back into your physical body, remembering that infinity sign around your heart center and the light from the source and the anchoring from the core of the earth, and remembering your journey into the records. Taking a nice deep breath, placing your hands on your heart center, breathing in and out, gently rubbing your palms together, placing it over your eyes, setting an intention to remember this. Remember who you are, and gently opening your eyes.